UFC heavyweight Ruslan Magomedov, first fighter to receive lifetime USADA ban. The UFC's anti-doping partner is not joking around. Back-to-back the U.S. anti-doping agency USADA today UFC heavyweight 14-1 MMA, 3-0 UFC is banned for life after failing a test this past fall and refusing to take another in February. Under the UFC's program, a third violation brings a suspension that at minimum doubles the time served for a second violation and at maximum nets a permanent ban. UFC officials did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Magomedov, 32, came up positive for 5 separate banned substances following an out-of-competition urine test conducted October 10, 2018. 2 were methyl tests. According to USADA, the third violation was triggered when Magomedov refused to complete. Magomedov in 2016, when he and UFC featherweight Zubair Tukhugov failed out-of-competition tests in September for the selective androgen receptor modulator SARM ostarine. They went to arbitration. Magomedov was scheduled to return to the octagon at UFC 230 in a bout opposite Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He reportedly pulled. As a UFC heavyweight, Magomedov won 3 straight fights via decision and was considered a rising prospect. He has not yet. Here is USADA's full statement. USADA announced today that Ruslan Magomedov, of Krasnoyarsk, Russia, has received a lifetime sanction after his second and third violations of the UFC anti-doping policy. Magomedov, 32, received a second violation after he tested positive for methyltestosterone metabolite 17-A-methyl-5-androstand 3A, 17-diol, as well as stanozolol metabolites 3-hydroxystanozolol-O-glucuronide, 1,6-hydroxystanozolol-O-glucuronide, and stanozolol N-glucuronide, as the result of an out-of-competition urine sample he provided on October 10, 2018. Methyltestosterone. The athlete's third violation resulted from his refusal to complete the sample collection process as requested by a doping control officer during an out-of-competition test on February 5, 2019. Refusing Magomedov's lifetime period of ineligibility began on November 5, 2018, the date his provisional suspension was imposed. USADA conducts the year-round, independent anti-doping program for all UFC athletes. USADA, along with education and testing, robust anti-doping programs enable investigations stemming from tips and whistleblowers. USADA. For more on the UFC's upcoming schedule, visit the section of the site.
Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.